3, in 2.
How you feel? How you feel? How you feel? Welcome. This is another episode of Bottle Killer TV. I don't know why I'm talking in this low tone today. Very dulcet tone as usual, as
Like Barry
unusual. I'm trying to do my high energy or attempt at high energy. This is
Just talk louder.
another episode. We thought we'd do another Bits or No Bits, which was, I'd like to say critically acclaimed. Everybody loved it, but I think it got like 32 views. So barely anyone saw it apart from my mum and a couple of Tony Bellew fans.
I like it. I think it's an unsung hero. When we've got like millions of subscribers, they'll be like, they're the Bits or No Bits guys. They won't even be about whiskey anymore.
Let's jump it in. Just first thing, just tell us in under 30 seconds, what is Bits or No Bits, Jay?
Bits or No Bits is like if you have orange juice in the morning with your breakfast, can you tell by looking at a person, do they like it with bits, i.e. bit of pulp, or no bits, just smooth orange juice, no bits? So the game is, can you tell what whiskey someone drinks just by, we're not looking at them, obviously, but Mike's going to name some names, and obviously I'm going to be thinking, what kind of whiskey would they drink? And that's pretty much the game.
It makes no sense, but let's go for it. So number one, hit me with Prince William.
Oh, Prince William. Royal Brackler, I think. You know, critically acclaimed.
Well, you know his dad likes it.
He's
The
a
king
proper,
likes
right,
it.
he's a proper royal, like, isn't he? He's not not Harry. He didn't like run off to the States with Meghan. So he's drinking the good stuff. Like, yeah, it's got the what do they call it? The Royal Ascent or Chivas Regal. That's quite a royal one. But I'm going with the first answer, Brackler.
I think I already know this, but King Charles III.
What?
What does he drink?
Brackler?
But you also,
I thought they did like a special release that was in his kind of like honor.
yeah, I think his favorite is actually his Lafroig is what he drinks because that's got the little emblem, the royal emblem on it as well.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's a big fan. I think Royal Brackler they've got a very special
Didn't know.
relationship with, and that's why they did the special for his coronation. But I think Lafroig is his favorite, which is
Good man.
a good call.
It's gone up in my estimations.
Michael Jordan.
Ooh, see, I think Michael's like more of a bourbon kind of guy. You know, watching The Last Dance with his big old cigar. I'm not overly familiar with too many bourbons. I'm trying to think of like what's like a good one. Obviously, you've got like the Pappies. I think like when he's winning like the 5th championship ring, like he's definitely like all over the Pappy.
What about the 6th?
It was 6, was it? Wow.
Oh, I thought you were building me up there.
No. Pappy's like the big one, isn't it? When you're like bringing out the big guns. Day to day, what's like a classic bourbon? Blanton's. Like see a lot of people drinking that. It looks kind of.
Is that
like
pretty
classy.
balling?
I think it's a pretty balling kind of bourbon.
I don't know if I heard this wrong, but on The Last Dance, I'm pretty sure he tells a story where he had a game that night and he goes out for a game of golf in the afternoon, has a couple of beers, and then plays. Just a different time.
Different generation, but yeah, what a guy.
What about Dennis Rodman?
Rodman, oh my god, like something crazy like cast strength, like just and it's got to be like probably like a smoky one, maybe like a festival release, an Isla festival.
What would he take over to North Korea for King Jong-un to share? So he's getting it duty free. What would he pick from duty free? He's got to fly through Heathrow to get to Piper Yang or whatever it's called.
I'm trying to think what's a crazy kind of. I don't know. I just think like like a really old like Lafroig or something, or like the Ardbeg roller coaster, something just bananas. Like those Ardbeg roller coasters, right? They're like what, 47 grand a bottle, something ridiculous.
I think even more.
Yeah,
181, I think.
Yeah, let's go with them. Like the those Ardbeg.
Do you think he still got that basketball money?
Yeah.
Or he's not
maybe.
blown it.
I don't know, actually, because he did Big Brother, didn't he? Usually, like, celebrities...
Well, he just did that for entertainment,
Just for
entertaining
bands.
stuff, yeah. What about David Hasselhoff?
Smooth. It's got to be something smooth. Maybe even a blend. But nothing cheap. Something like quality. There's actually, you know, I've got shivers in my mind. Do you know what, actually? Because there is the trying to think of the name of it, the Chivas one. Can't remember. I've got a bottle of it downstairs as well. But I'd go Dewars 25.
Okay, so you think he's a man of good taste?
Good taste.
Classics.
Yeah, classics. Very smooth.
It's very popular in America, Dewars.
Yeah.
It's a real go-to in America.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go next. We'll go H from Steps.
Hey Club.
That's mean. That's mean. No one should be drinking that. What do you think David Beckham actually drinks?
Not Hey Club.
What do you think he actually... Because obviously that's his abomination of a whiskey, but... What do you think
Bex has got Macallan written all over him. He's
knocking around Cotswolds, drinking McLarens, singing Kenny Rogers.
Because he's just like always like the best of the best, you know, like the best cars, like the best fashion. Like, I'm not saying Macallan is the best, but it's that prestige. So it'd be like Macallan Red, like 72 years old, or you know the ones that come in like the Crystal Lalique bottles. He'd have one of them, and he just like only like one a night kind of, because I don't think he's a big drinker. But if he's gonna drink, he's gonna drink the best.
Okay. What about Pete Price?
Lemonade. He doesn't drink, does he?
He does. He's been throwing down on Instagram. I checked. He enjoys a tipple. What's his tipple? What is his tipple?
See, here's the thing. There's a couple of ways that you can spin Pete, because you can be like Pete and Price. So like, is the price right? The price of the whiskey? But I'm going to go with the Pete side. And I'd love to... I know this is definitely not what he drinks, but I'd love to think he drinks Big Pete. The old particular Big Pete.
It feels like he'd appreciate if you bought him a bottle of Big Pete for Christmas.
Just for bants.
I don't know if it did. Actually,
See, the thing is, like, you can't just give him any peaty whiskey. Like, you can't give him a Lefroy and be like, Pete, it's peaty. Doesn't work. So it's got to be Big Pete.
They were all legendary drinkers back then. Like back when he was coming up, him and like Bob Monkhouse. They're drinkers under the table.
Smashing them back.
We wouldn't know we were born. Ryan Gosling.
Ooh, Gosling. Yeah. Interesting one. But he's a bit clean cut now, isn't he? He's like, you know, he's obviously The Notebook's quite old, but now he's in like Barbie, so he's got kind of like Ken vibes.
Wears a lot of very classic watches. These are very classic cars.
The classics. Okay. It's a tough one. Trying to get it right. Trying to sort of have a little glance at the library. Loch Lomond? No, maybe like a Balvenie or a Loch Lomond.
Interesting. That's a really interesting one. That's really I wouldn't have thought that. Fat Ronaldo.
Anything he can get his hands on.
Not prostitutes, whiskies. Can we even say that?
No, we'll find out. Yeah, I think like it's got to be something that's like readily available.
I'm digging myself a hole. My favorite footballer of all time.
Doesn't have to be. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like a good, maybe like Johnny Walker Black Label.
Black?
Yeah.
That's an insult. I know I've just insulted him, but that's a big insult.
Why?
Because he drinks like Blue Label as his warm-up drink.
Okay, let's get serious then. So quite a few of the Diageo special releases were finished in rum casks. I think like rum finishes, you know, you got those carnival kind of like party vibes. So some like a nice Diageo, one of the special releases finished in a rum cask. I think there was an Oban one, actually just came out 2023 rum cask finish. Let's give him that one. Let's not insult.
So you think
let's retract the Johnny Walker Black Label.
that seems like a one where
It just seems too specific. I think like
but what he probably is though is like, you know, you're thinking of like the Ronaldo drunk in Saint Tropez in a nightclub. Ronaldo maybe he just goes on the black. And
exactly. That's what I was thinking.
I think I'm thinking more about he goes to like guitar and you know he gets rolled out everywhere. Every FIFA event he gets rolled out. They'll go to these beautiful parties and people would say, "Do you want to come back to my house?" Because they want to impress him. You know, like the Sheikhs and the Monsous and all of those guys. And so I think that you know the bottles where they have, which are like the 50-year-old Macallans. I think they bring them out when. In fact, Ronaldo comes round because he's just such a legend, isn't he? He's like a Maradona, a Mike Tyson. You don't get around that level of legend often.
Yeah, I mean, remember we were talking. We went out for a few pints in Liverpool, and you were saying, I think it was like a friend of your dad's, and he's like really wealthy guy, gets bought bottles of whiskey all the time, but his favorite whiskey and his go-to is like Dewar's White Label.
Yeah, drinks like drives like a 1992 Toyota.
So I get what you're saying. I'm like, is it the in the club or even like the, you know, it's been a tough week. I just want to let. He doesn't have any hair, but like, you know, let your hair down.
He does have hair.
A couple of black labels. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. If he's like going to all these like posh soirees, then yeah, obviously it's going to be something a bit different. But
Cheryl Cole.
Ooh, she's a feisty one, isn't she? Something that's got a little bit of a bite to it. I'll beg 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good old Cheryl. Like
I'm going straight in there.
Yeah. My DMs are open, Charlotte. If you're drinking by 10s, you're my perfect woman. Barry from EastEnders. Sean, we should say.
What would Barry drink? I know during COVID he started drinking brake fluid. Don't worry. He can stop anytime he likes. Barry from EastEnders.
When he's doing a karaoke, he gets back to the hotel room.
Yeah, karaoke. Something like classic bourbon oak. I like the guy. I'm going to give him the Glencadam 18.
I like the guy, so you give him a good one. You should just say what you think he drinks.
Oh, yeah, Barry like nice classic oak cask, or maybe just the Glencadam 10 because he can't afford the 18.
It's not a lot of work after EastEnders, was it? But Jay from the Inbetweeners.
I mean, sorry, he was basically doing like 1 minute videos for us before we got on the whiskey tour. So yeah, he's had a bit of a fall from grace since EastEnders.
But he did a great job. So actually, inside joke is on like Cameo.com or the UK version of Cameo. Before every whiskey tour we went, we hired Barry to do a cameo for us, say hello to everybody and tell a few jokes, spun a few jokes, sang Mustang Sally. Great guy. Jay from the Inbetweeners.
I had a bit of time to think of that one. Grouse.
Right.
Yeah, because he's like stole it out of his dad's drink cabinet.
His dad definitely is a famous Grouse guy.
Grouse.
He's guy off the show. His dad off the show, yeah, for sure. Let's go a little bit
off piste.
Controversial.
Okay.
I'm
waiting for it.
Phillip Schofield.
Proper 12.
Why?
Think about it.
Oh, Jesus. If we weren't going to get banned off the Ronaldo gig, then
Come on, that was quite quick for me.
yeah. Okay. Because he's a fan of Conor McGregor, right?
Because he likes Conor McGregor.
And super. So we will move on swiftly.
Definitely. Don't say anything about young boys.
What about the runner off this morning? Let's see, Drake. Whatever Schofield serves it.
That's what I was gonna say. Are we going to air this episode? What about, let me ask you one, because it's just popped into my head since you mentioned this morning. Alison Hammond.
Oh, she's a again. I think she's a big Southern Comfort and Coke girl.
Great shout.
In quantities, yeah.
Great shout.
Lemonade, even lemon lime. She's a classic. You know when you used to call it a Swizzler, or some people used to taste like refreshers. She seems like just like your classic sort of like. She is an absolute hoot. So if you
she's
go
a good
Alison,
girl, isn't she?
She's getting the Swizzlers in. Big round of Swizzlers for everybody. Maybe like a shot of Sambuca. I think she's a cracking on a night out. Yeah,
definitely.
On a similar theme, Anna and Deck.
And Deck. Ooh. I think. I'm trying to think. I reckon they'd go for the Irish whiskey. And I'm trying to think of a good. What's like a good kind of popular Irish one? You've got like your Teelings, your Redbreasts. I'm not like massively. Bushmills, yeah, that's the one that I'm trying to think of. Yeah, I reckon like a Bushmills 10's pretty solid.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, they're not far from Scotland, right? Well, I know they live in London, but Geordie's like, it's not too far from Scotland. But for some reason, I just got them down as like Irish whiskey kind of guys.
All right, fair enough. Derren Brown.
Derren Brown, he's very intense, isn't he? What's an intense, like maybe like a Glendronach, something like heavily sherried, like the Glendronach 18 or like the Glendronach 21. Not to my taste, little bit too intense, too sherried, but Derren would get down with that.
Luke Littler. Is he even, I don't think he's old enough to drink yet, is he? We'll go Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Oh, the Rocket. That's a good one. Yeah, he's definitely a Scotchman. Something. He'd like the good stuff as well. Glenallachie 30-year-old.
Oh wow, that's a wow, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't even know if he does drink it. I'm impressed with him. I like him even more if he's pulling that one out.
I say it only just came out. Obviously, like I think they do it like annually, but they've just had a bit of a rebrand. So they've like released it now with the new labels in this nice, really nice box. Or even like Glen Scotia 25 would be a good shout. But I think Glenallachie 30, whiskey. Yeah. Oh, so good. So good.
What about Travis Kelce?
I don't know who that is.
It's Taylor Swift's boyfriend, just won the Super Bowl. Trying to get the Swifties. trying to get some Taylor's fans. Come join us. You got jokes?
Pass. Maybe, where's he from?
Kansas. Oh, he plays at Kansas City.
Kansas. No. Don't know.
What about Kanye West?
I think Kanye would like make his own whiskey. He'd be like,
but you almost can't catch up with the people that have been in the cask for years. So it's actually better to, because I think that's what Conor McGregor found. Do you know what I mean? It's so young, you can't catch up with Jameson just yet. But it's the, so you might as well just buy, whether it's a fancy Japanese, a fancy Scotch, a fancy, wherever you want to get it from, a fancy bourbon. But you can't catch up if you didn't start 20 years ago for the stuff I think you'd drink.
Yeah, a Japanese one would be a good shout, wouldn't it? I think so.
You think of the stronger video?
Because it's different. Yeah, definitely. Like a Yamazaki, like 50-year-old, basically like, I don't even know if there is a 75-year-old, but Japanese definitely is a good shout because it's very kind of, he's into all his fashion and stuff, isn't he? And it's a bit more exotic than just like a Scotch. So yeah, Yamazaki 50-year-old Kanye West.
What about Bernie Ecclestone?
Bernie, again, like lots of money, right?
Billionaire.
So again, you like probably things that are like out of the realm for me. maybe like a.
He's not scared of opulence. He embraces it.
No, I mean, trying to think, because obviously, like, Macallan's like your standout, right, for making whiskies that are designed to be drank by rich people. But even like just like a really old like Bowmore or something. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah, but that's a yeah. I think he's
when I say old, I don't mean aged. I mean like you know that like pre-80s kind of stuff.
Well, one thing with like a Port Ellen, because one thing with Bernie, I think he's got like pedigree with the money. Do you know what I mean? He's got like pedigree in terms of like a Bowmore, like a
Ghost Distilleries.
He's from the UK,
Ghost Distilleries is a good shout. Yeah.
But he definitely will be willing to spend a lot of money. What about last one? Actually, we'll go billionaires row. Bezos.
Wow, Jeff.
Ripped off with his top off in Miami with his like hot new wife. What's he drinking?
I'm gonna go Ardbeg Galileo purely just because he loves space so much. He's always trying to fly there, and obviously Galileo was the cast that they sent up in space. So
vintage, yeah.
I know. I mean, but like he could probably like buy all of the Galileos that are left in existence. What do you mean? Probably, of course he could. But yeah, Galileo, just because of the space connection.
What about Elon Musk then?
Wow, well, they'd be fighting over the Galileos, wouldn't they?
Do you think they'll share it? Do you think they share it?
No chance. Musk. I don't know. Like they did. Do you know what they did? Ardbeg did some weird thing. That was, what are those? Not crypto, but what's that other thing called? That was like made up shit. Token, some kind of token thing.
Ethereum.
No, not Ethereum. It's like a
blockchain.
No. I can't think what it's called because I never really like got into it. NFTs. So Ardbeg.
People were upset with this when it was
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Ardbeg released a whiskey, but basically what you had to do was like buy the NFT, and then somehow it was like backed by the whiskey, and you know, classic Ardbeg. It was like some cask that was like buried in the ground or something. But I think like Elon was big into Bitcoin and sort of like, you know, dips in and out of that kind of shit. So I reckon he'd be like the NFT whiskey kind of guy. So something like that, maybe not that exact one, but that's the only one that I know of. But it'd be some blockchain whiskey that's not actually a real whiskey. It's just like a little digital coin or something.
I think he's a drinker, actually.
I don't think he's a drinker. He doesn't strike me. He's a bit too like
always on.
Yeah,
I think that's why he needs to relax with a nice whiskey.
Exactly.
I'm trying to think of some female ones. Do you know Amelia of Chicken Shop Date?
Nope.
Well, it would be interesting to hear your answer on that. Emily Blunt.
Huh?
Actress in Oppenheimer.
Yeah, no.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. Yeah, I know who Lady Gaga is. Yeah.
What's she drinking?
Yeah. Yeah. Jack Daniel's Single Barrel.
Because she had a career where she was like smoking New York bars coming up, and then she's got the other life now, which is like can get any access to anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like a nice Jack Daniel's Single Barrel.
Bourbon on the rocks.
Yeah.
Nice. Last one. Let's go for let's go football. Pep Guardiola.
Ooh, Guardiola. I think it's got to be something, again, a sherry cask. Just because of the Spanish connection, right? So, what have we done? We've done a few. I'm trying to think who does like really enjoyable sherry cask whiskey, because I don't drink so much of it anymore. I used to. Uh, oh. See, I've done Glendronach. That's one that's jumping out. A nice, I think, like Balvenie, 40-year-old.
Oh wow! And what about Grealish?
Anything he can get his hands on.
Grealish in Ocean Beach with Wayne Lineker in the summer.
Yeah, like Jameson's or something. Yeah.
Oh, Jamo, not thinking much of Jack. I think Jack will be a great big space hider.
Maybe.
I think
or just like a
Cal 25.
No, I don't think he'd be too bothered. You know, what's like maybe like a Glenfiddich 18, something like that.
Glenn.
You know, it's good but approachable.
Okay.
And you can probably drink like quite a lot of it.
Well, yeah. Well, that was bits or no bits, and now you know what they may or may not drink.
Probably not.
I'm trying to think. I was just about to think we can invite them onto the show to find out what they actually drink. I think only Pete Price we have a chance with. Maybe we can have the Swizzler with Alison. I think Alison would do it. But if we're probably blacklisted from this morning after some of your comments and my jokes. But yeah, I've had a good time. I hope you've had a good time. And Bottle Killer, take them out.
Thanks very much. Yeah, good time. Don't know all the celebrities or what they drink, but certainly a few laughs in there. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on bottlekill.tv.